Go.
Oh, there we go. Sideways.
What the heck? How are we going to fix it?
Well, I think I'm going to have to literally turn off my thing. We're back with another exciting Sideways podcast.
You going to restart, or do you want to? There you got it. Just turn it. Just turn your phone. You're upside down now, buddy.
Yeah, it's not going to work on the tripod now. Yeah. Fantastic. This is going very well. Yes. See, it's not.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Well, I'm holding on to it though. My tripod should be working correctly, and I can't get it to come on and do it do the vertical setup. I don't know what's going on. Usually, I'll always.
So Seth is on a cruise ship right now, and struggling to get his phone. We're connected by cell phone, and because he's got Wi-Fi there. He's in Hawaii. There we go.
I guess I'm going without a.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going without my cool little stand. Cheers.
Well,
welcome.
Can't tell. I can't tell. Can't tell if you have a stand or not.
Well, it's just up against the lamp, on my cell phone case.
Okay. Well, do your intro now, Mr. Radio Voice.
And welcome back to another podcast. This is No Sugar, No Cream, and it is episode 13.
Number 13. Woo. Uh-oh, I lost you. Need to come back. I'm by myself again, and I'm here in my studio. You can see all my guitars and my piano in Nashville, and my nephew is somewhere in Hawaii, near Hawaii, on a cruise ship. Hopefully he'll be coming back soon. We can continue this podcast. I wonder if he knows that he's not live. I have to text him. This is not going well, but when you're in different parts of the world, sometimes it gets a little difficult. Here he is. Okay.
Oh goodness, are we starting over?
No, I kept going. Going.
It completely cut off.
Well, it must be a good.
This little eerie episode 13. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, indicative of the number 13. So
I've been up too long. The crazy thing about me being in Hawaii right now is that right now, where Tim is at, it is 4 o'clock.
A little after 4. Yeah.
It is 11:17 here.
5-hour difference. I did not realize that. So you're having your breakfast.
My breakfast.
Which is a little early for you. When you live in Nashville, you don't even get up before afternoon.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that's accurate. It's accurate.
No, yeah, I'm very much a night owl. Unless there's something I needed to do early. But yes, my favorite breakfast is egg sandwiches. Just go up to the top deck. Sir, can I please have 2 eggs over easy? Thank you. They cook the eggs. I get my toast. I butter my toast. 1 egg on 1 piece of toast, folded nicely, runny, all over the bread. Mamma mia. Let's have a nice egg.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
And then the same thing with the second egg on the toast. That's nicely buttered. Wheat toast, of course. And then smash it together. The egg is all runny over the bread. Oh, wonderful. Along to go with my coffee. And thank you for joining us for another episode of No Sugar, No Cream.
Now, there better not be any cream or sugar in your coffee.
Of course.
I caught you! Otherwise, we're gonna have to change the name of the podcast.
To some cream, some sugar. No, I'll tell you right now,
Sometimes sugar, sometimes cream.
there's no sugar in there. There's no sugar in there.
But there is some cream. Some cream, no sugar, some cream.
No sugar, some cream. That sounds so horrible. Welcome to our new podcast. Oh, something.
No sugar, some cream.
Well, something of this, well, something of that.
So I just realized, I mean, my cupless cup, it's bad. And I am a character in my song. I've got a song that's be coming out. I just realized that I am. The song is called "Old Man Down by the River," and I wrote it on one of the recent cruises. I wrote it on the cruise we were on over Christmas, and now I've spent some time, working on it, doing the instruments, and sending it to my producer back and forth. And he's asked me to redo the vocals. I'm on the third batch of vocals, which is a little frustrating, but I do appreciate his insistence on quality. And I sent, I think, the third batch of vocals. And he just emailed this morning, said he likes it. And he thinks it's good. So that should be coming out. But anyway, there's a line in that song talking about the old man down by the river. He drinks coffee from a dirty mug that's black except where he puts his lips. And so I guess that's my cup. You said your uncle, who's on the cruise, also has I think your dad said your uncle has a cup like that, who's on the cruise with you.
Yeah, probably back home. Yeah, definitely.
Back home.
Is there a van down by the river?
Not in the song, but it could be. I mean, could be. I've already got 3 verses. Maybe I need to write a 4th verse. An old man down by the river living in a van.
Before we get too far into this, just a reminder that everybody needs to just a little bit of encouragement to please like and subscribe to our podcast. We're on. I think we're on Apple. Is this correct, sir, Tim?
We're now on Apple. Yes.
Well, we're on Apple.
We're on Spotify and Apple.
Or else.
What else? What would be the third most popular podcasting platform after Spotify and Apple?
Google's probably pretty popular. Google. There's
a Google platform.
There's a handful of them. Yeah, I think we're using the Beam can push it out to all of them. You probably just have to set them up one at a time or whatever. I'm not sure.
Yeah, which I haven't. Setup is not my maintenance. I call it maintenance. Maintenance is not a strong suit. You probably heard me say that many times. Have you heard me say that?
Me as well. Like, let's just tear it down. Let's tear it down. We can tear it down.
Did you stop holding up that fork or that knife? I mean, why are you holding that knife in the screen?
I'm sorry. Do you feel threatened, sir?
I do.
There's nothing to worry about here, Tim. Just us and knife.
I'm glad you're halfway around the world. You can't threaten me with that knife. It's pretty dull anyway. It wouldn't do much damage.
Go on, Tim.
Okay, so tell me about the cruise. Tell me about the cruising since we last spoke last week on the podcast. Where are you and what are you doing and what has transpired?
It has been thus a week and 1 day. We are a day late. That's my fault. I take full responsibility. But it is kind of weird. That you're literally 5 hours ahead of me. I'm starting the day, and you're kind of starting to wrap up the day a little bit. But what did we do? We made it to our first stop, in Hawaii, Honolulu, and we were there a full day. We were there until 10:30 at night, so we even the nightlife. See all the shops and everything were open with the lights on. And everything was pretty cool. And earlier in the day, we went to the beach and got our feetsies a little wet, and went for a nice swim. It was very refreshing with that scalding hot sun. But water felt great. No excursion there. We just kind of paddled around and such, and yeah, just kind of enjoy the city, and just made sure you're back by 10:30 that evening, and
You know what?
which man, I guess everybody was definitely on board early because it left at 10:40.
Hmm.
Usually, the earliest you leave is like 30 minutes after the depart the like the time that everybody's supposed to be on the ship, and we left. I saw it was moving. I was like, Is there a ship next to us moving?" I was confused because it was only 10:40. So yeah,
So what's your takeaway? I haven't been in Honolulu in decades. I mean, I think I told the
yeah,
story the last time the
really
last
close.
time I was in Hawaii.
We did take an Uber there, but it's only like a few miles. Wait. No, we did have an excursion that day. We went to the culture, a culture. What's it called? Something culture, and got to experience different islands and what their customs were and like what they did and some of their music and stuff. And we took an Uber. That took an hour to get to the other side of the island. I'm like, why does it take? This island isn't that big. Why does it take to get so long? It's only 20, like 36 miles. Well, the speed limit the whole way is 35 miles per hour, so it's the hour.
Hmm.
So, and the scenery is just beautiful during the drive, though. It was gorgeous, and I mean that island is. I'm not sure how many islands they use, but well, that was one of the main islands they used for Jurassic Park. So there was some gorgeous scenery, and there's even some excursions you can do there. So I think next time we go there, we're going to try to do something like that. Some of the Jurassic Park tours, and you get to see the real time.
That's Oahu, right? In that Honolulu is on the island of Oahu.
Oh,
Am I right?
you're probably right.
I'm
Yes,
99.
yeah. I'm not very good with the geography of Hawaii.
Well,
I
you're
know.
there. You should know these things.
No, no, you can't make me. You're you're not my dad.
Oahu. It is Oahu.
Wow. I always thought you were just getting excited. Woohoo! Sounds like
And
some
then
Mario.
I think there's five main islands. They call the Big Island, which is called Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. Hawaii, it's the biggest island of the five. If I'm not, this is based on my memory, and I'm googling it as I. And there's many islands, so there's many more than five. But islands of Hawaii. Let's see here. Six major islands. I'm off by one. It's six major ones.
Oh,
Not
really? Oh,
no, here it says seven. So Hawaii, which is the big island, and it's called Hawaii, and the state is called Hawaii. So it's a little confusing. That's why they call it the big island. Maui, Kaho'olawe, Lanai, Molokai, Oahu, Kauai, and Niihau. If I'm saying that right. So which ones have you stopped at?
we've stopped at what kind of look? Um, Honolulu, I think.
That's
The
Oahu. Yeah.
Oahu, and then yesterday, I'm not sure.
Sorry to laugh, nephew. Sorry.
Wait. I wonder. Wait, am I gonna lose you if I do this? You probably can't see me, can you?
I can see you. No, now I can't see you. Yeah.
Okay. We first stop was Honolulu. Then it was Kiawe. No, Willie.
That's one Kauai, Noili, or that's combined? That's
Kylie. Well, it said slash. I guess the city is Nawili. Nawili is the island, I think, right? I think, and then Kauai,
well. Well,
Kau.
I see here for an island we got Niihau, Niihou.
Well, Mahi is tomorrow,
Maui.
and then
Yeah, Maui is
Hilo.
one. Yeah, Maui. Yeah, Maui. Yes, that's a big one. The
Which I thought we were on
the four big islands are Hawaii, Maui, Oahu, and Kauai.
Yeah, I think I'm. This is off in the day. I think so. I think we're in Mahi right now, and then Hilo tomorrow.
Okay. I'm so glad you're on top of it.
And I'm back. Did everybody miss me? Please like if you missed me. If you didn't miss me, don't say anything. Or you get this little butter knife. Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Oh my word! Oh my gosh!
This video is not sponsored by Silverware.
Not sponsored. All right. So, what's your favorite thing so far on the Hawaii trip?
Just being cool, man.
And you are so cool.
Just being cool.
The coolest ever.
I can't see anything. Could you? Where's your voice, Tim? Where are you?
Oh, the beaches are beautiful. I've been in Hawaii in decades, long time.
I'm a big fan of trees, just all the mountains, and then you see these mountains, and then there's gigantic trees on them. It's so cool looking, and then all I can go is, the Jurassic Park theme song. I instantly go to in a place like that, which is fitting because Jurassic Park was filmed there. Yeah, it was pretty neat. The beach felt wonderful, a nice clean beach. And then, yeah, again to experience the culture. It was kind of a bummer we weren't there for the evening part. They have a whole thing, but we had to. It would have been hard to. It's not connect. It's an excursion not connected with not connected with Carnival.
You got to be careful on those, right? Because you could
get left behind.
Yeah, you get left behind. If you get stranded, they're not going to wait for you.
You are correct, and that's why you get paid the big bucks, sir.
However, getting stranded there is probably one of the least diabolical ones you could ever do because you're not going a long ways. Like, I mean, most places you get stranded, they've traveled, hundreds of miles to get to the next port. But
yes,
you're just going from port to port in Hawaii. So if you, God forbid, you missed, it wouldn't, for you to get to the next port to get back on, wouldn't be that far.
There is a good chance, unless there's a penalty for them staying, they might even stay there for a little while longer. I would say.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyways, yeah, like you say, we're in no rush to get anywhere. So usually we just go on the water and we spin in circles, like just perfect circles. Kind of, it gets a little dizzy, but we survive.
So did you eat in a restaurant in Honolulu? You were there till 10:30. So did you go out to eat and have Hawaiian food?
I got a pizza.
Did it have pineapples on it? Did it at least have pineapples on it?
No.
Why would you go to Hawaii and have a pizza? I mean, why don't you have local Hawaiian food? You're too cool for that. Huh?
Local Hawaiian food.
So what other cities? Let's see. So how many stops have you had so far? You had Honolulu. Was that the only one? Two.
Our third stop today, and then we have one more tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think there's just 4 stops.
And you have any big excursions planned
here?
What's that? You froze.
What? Oh no, I think I
I got to be honest with you, nephew. Can I be honest with you?
I appreciate your
asking you questions about where you've been and what you're doing and where you're at in Hawaii feels kind of like if you ever watch the late night talk show and the host has a very difficult guest that really doesn't, respond very well and doesn't give informed answers and maybe give just simple answers, or I don't know, I feel like I'm Conan and I'm trying to interview a really poor guest and I'm trying to pull out information and you're being an uncooperative, uninteresting guest.
Well, I
Just being,
apologize.
but a funny guest. You are a funny guest, so give you credit
Like a
for
Rob
that.
Williams per se. More probably like a Jack Black, sadly.
So, but you're not back in Nashville till the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. This is the second. So you
Yeah,
got 10 more days.
yeah. So we got 5 days till the back. Then we spend the night at one hotel, at an Airbnb with I am with my aunt and uncle. Daniel's staying on the ship. He's headed to Panama.
Your
Which is
brother. Your brother, yeah.
mhm. And then the next day is a Thursday, and I'm going to go to the 49ers and the Seahawks game.
I mean, without your parents, or your parents are going?
Yeah, by myself.
Sorry,
And I'll
you cut off.
have a hotel in town, just like a mile or two from, or about a mile or so, little from the stadium.
Oh wow! And your parents are coming home or going home from there.
Yeah,
So
they're
you're all
flying
split.
that day, and I fly home the next day, Friday, and I will be touching down about midnight.
Hmm.
So hopefully,
Okay.
I'm mostly used to the time change. By the time I get back, it's going to be so weird with the 5 hour time difference.
Oh, there's like how many 4 days on the ocean to get from Hawaii to the mainland, right?
5 days.
5 days.
It
So
was a
it's
lot of time too. I mean, I enjoy being on. There was like I'd say for the most part, just one bad day of like sea, rock and some. So there's people that weren't too used to it or were taking any medicine would could get sick, but no, we did fine. We did pretty good. Yeah, we just had that one excursion, which I think I talked about, where there was like 10 people that threw up on it.
oh no,
When
I
we
didn't hear. I didn't hear
last,
that.
that was going to Alaska. I think I talked about that. We were supposed to. Did I not talk about that?
I didn't know. Not on the podcast. I don't think so. Please
Yeah,
explain. You
we
didn't
had
talk
an
about it on the
excursion.
podcast.
So one of the stops in Alaska. I can't remember which stop it was, but it's a bunch of smaller. It's pretty cool. It's a bunch of smaller towns that you were stopped at in Alaska, and one of them was supposed to see. We're supposed to see whales, which it's kind of like off season or whatever. Anyways, it's kind of hard to even come across them. But we did this excursion. We saw sea lions, and we saw some sea otters, which was pretty neat. But man, the sea otters. I mean, the sea lions were really far away, so you couldn't even see them very well. But the big issue was all the rocking in the boat, and man, it was rough, and I was starting to feel crappy. So I went outside, got fresh air, and I felt a lot better. And I was like falling asleep holding my coffee. Daniel and one of his friends like snapped pictures of me both separately of me falling asleep outside, which was kind of funny. But during that time, I guess somewhere between 7 and 10 people threw up. Two people
Wow.
in our threw up, and yeah, there was like a like a Chinese family that threw up, and but about 10 people threw up
Well,
down there.
I think there is some power of suggestion there. It's like, if you're with people and somebody starts yawning, everybody starts yawning. I think if with your group of people and people in your family start throwing up, there's going to be, oh man, I don't feel well myself, and it's kind of becomes a chain reaction. I think there's
Oh
something
yeah,
to that.
which
So
made
if
me
somebody,
they served a lunch on there, and I didn't even want the lunch after I didn't even see anybody threw up, but I just hearing that people threw up just made me not want
and
to
the
eat
smell of it, I mean, everything it triggers. If somebody starts it, you can because
Oh
vomit
yeah,
has smell to it. It's the stomach acids, and it could trigger. If you're on the verge and you're trying to hang on, and suddenly the person right next to you does it, it might be enough to put you over the edge of chucking. So,
yes
um,
sir. Yeah, there when my parents worked at a children's home when I was younger, there was several kids in the cottage that like if they saw somebody threw up, they would just instantly throw up themselves. I had to jump out of the van one time because there was throw up on maybe my clothes and definitely my uh, my backpack from somebody throwing up after seeing somebody else throw up.
But
Yeah.
you survived that, and so were your parents on that one as well?
On that excursion, yeah. Yes.
But
Yes.
the whole family were able to keep it together and not lose your lunch?
I will not say who, but there was 2 people in the group that did throw up.
In your family, in the group? Oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that was a bummer for them. I got enough. I can write myself off the list because I I made it outside. I was already outside in that fresh air and falling asleep, I guess. So I kept spilling my coffee on the
He
ground
starts
because
throwing up from being seasick, and Seth is falling asleep. Oh, this is boring.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
And
kind of tough when you
you
go.
had to
I
get
mean,
up.
I remember, the weather doesn't cooperate, or if you're off season. I remember one time, long time ago, a friend of mine and I went to a vacation in New England, and somewhere in Connecticut or somewhere on the coast there, I remembered I booked to go out on a boat. It was an old replica of an old ship back in the sailing times, and I think it was in Connecticut, and you get on this boat, and there was no wind. It was summertime. And so we go out in the middle of the I mean, not in the middle of the ocean, but we go out from the port under motor, and we get out there and they put the sails up, but nothing's happening, So yeah, you go out on the boat, but they can't make it blow. So they collected their money anyway. And I remember I was so frustrated by that, but not realizing there's nothing you can do. And if if they make their money from excursions to go see whales, they're going to maybe tell you it's a little bit off season, but they're not going to not take your money. Probably. There's a chance you'll see a whale.
There's a
But
chance.
but we're not guaranteeing it.
There's a chance. There's a chance we'll see a Sasquatch. Probably not see one.
All right. So anything else memorable? I mean, any great food that's on there that's not on other Carnival cruises?
Man, we had a meal the other day that was great. We had it was like a special meal for diamonds, and
Yeah, I saw a post on that. I think your mom posted that on Facebook,
we're
or
by the
maybe you
pool.
did.
We're outside by the pool, and for one thing, there's an appetizer. There was dumplings, and they were lovely. I had 2 helpings of them, 2 appetizers, and they were very good. They were so good I can't even remember what my entree was. Those dumplings were just amazing. They're chicken dumplings, pot stickers, and I love me some good fried dumplings. Not too crispy, a nice soft to the top, bottom nice and crispy, and just you bite, and then you got to dip because you got to get the dip inside of the pot sticker, and it just absorbs that juiciness, and it tastes wonderful.
Wow, your description of it is wonderful. You're making making my mouth water just
You might have
with
to,
the way
you
you
might
describe it.
have some dumplings later, or some Chinese food or something. Yeah. What else? I can't remember. I had a good dessert. I had apple pie for dessert. What did I have as my entree? I did have some spaghetti meatballs. Was one of them, and I think I also had some of a pork chop. The spaghetti meatballs were very tasty. They were even spicy, so that was all right. Not as good as my meatballs. I make some killer
You make
meatballs.
amazing meatballs, Matthew. You really do.
The one meatball that I've really had that's been better than mine was at uh,
Southside Grill.
Southside Grill, not sponsored yet. Um, uh, big meatball, 2 big gigantic meatballs, and they cook them like medium. It's perfect, super tasty. If anything, I love onions in mine. I like some onions and like some nice grilled, chop them up and just in there. But this is great. As big as those meatballs were, they could put some cheese in the middle of those. That'd be fun too. But they're excellent. I was so upset when I forgot my leftovers. I was looking forward to eating them later that evening. But
Weren't you saying that when you were a server, 80% of the time the leftovers get left behind?
oh yeah, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's 75. Yeah, probably 80 at least
You order,
percent.
you order.
Always.
Can I have a full box? And you have all best intentions, and then you finish up and pay, and
Yep. And it's usually always already put in the box, and they leave without the box.
then it just gets thrown away.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And sure enough, I left a box, a nice box, with some tasty meatballs.
Well, when you get back, we'll have to go there.
Yes, sir. That sounded fantastic. Yeah, it'll be here before you. I mean, definitely, I'd say the sea days kind of flew by, so coming back will probably fly by pretty quickly. The stops have definitely put things.
So yeah, you've got how many more days on the cruise? So one next week, you'll still be on the cruise, right? We can try to do it on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it'll be the sea days. So
Yeah.
one more cruise cruise podcast, and in December we'll be on a cruise ship together. We'll have to do a podcast on the cruise ship.
We will. Yes,
that'll be crazy. That'll be fun.
Yes.
And
looking forward to that. Go to the ABCs: Aruba, Bonaire, and Krakow.
Yes, sirree. Well, you know what? I'd say let's wrap this up a little shorter today.
Sure.
And we got a good chunk of everything else.
I do want to interject that my one reel for Stephanie on Instagram has surpassed 40,000 views.
That's awesome.
That is viral for in my standards. That's viral.
Yeah.
And I think all of you who might be watching this or who see this and who did stream that video, it's the one of the verse that says, "Let's go to Saratoga and watch the horses race." It's on my Instagram, Tim Wolf. And it's over 40,000. I am so gratified and happy for all of the.
So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to Tim Wolf.
Yeah, and, you can subscribe to me on Instagram. Yeah,
follow, subscribe wherever we're now on Apple or Spotify.
We are. Yeah, as far as No Sugar No Cream, we have a YouTube channel, we have a Facebook channel, and this is now on Instagram.
On Facebook, we're gonna keep putting it here on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page. But we also post on the Tim Wolf.
Well, we need to get to 100 followers on the No Sugar No Cream before we can go live on there. And so help us out. Go to the Facebook No Sugar No Cream. I think we're in the 60s last I checked. So we need another 40 followers, and then we can start going live directly on our home, what should be our home channel.
Which most of our viewers are. We'll still go live on Tim Wolf though too.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
Because that's definitely what most of our viewers are right now. So we thank you for viewing and subscribing. And guys, have a good week. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to buckle up. When you drive. There
was a lot of tragedy in eastern U.S. I mean, there were people.
Yes.
Asheville, North Carolina, is in horrible condition. People, I guess, there's dead bodies everywhere, and just nasty. Yeah, really bad. I don't know. Maybe you haven't seen the news. South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and East Tennessee. The flooding from the Hurricane Helene has been just atrocious. So our prayers for those people that they can, get their lives back together and restore normal services, which they've been missing.
So this podcast will not be ending on a good note. There's that.
Well, I thought it's important to mention that. My apologies for that, but we don't want to ignore that.
But it's a bummer. So those who are affected by that, prayers for you guys. And